What is good, everybody? This is the OG Bronc Nuts, 719 West. You know where it is. Want to have a little live stream tonight. Haven't had one in a while. And want to talk about some cryptocurrency tonight because Bitcoin is at the door of $12,000. Off of the bottom low a few months ago of about 3,500. And now on a serious bull run. Crypto's about to get real. You heard it here all along for the past 4 years from the OG Bronc Nuts themselves. And for those of you that didn't listen to what I was telling you this whole time are going to be sorry because it only gets better from here for those of you that hold cryptocurrency. And if you don't, you better stay around on this stream and ask some questions. That's what I want tonight to be about. I know that there's a lot of you out there that probably have questions about Bitcoin or just cryptocurrencies in general or what my opinion might be on something. And the reason you should utilize this here tonight is because, I've been involved in cryptocurrency from the beginning. I bought Bitcoin when it was miserable to buy, when you had to wire it to people in India, scary stuff. And I've been at it for a while and I've learned a lot of things and I'm willing to share all of the things that I've learned along the way with y'all. So if you have questions about what's going on in the crypto markets, I'm not a professional. I'm not a trained pro at any of this stuff, but I guarantee you I can help you out a lot. So anyway, for those of you that don't know, Bitcoin has hit a high before of 21 million coins, and it's not 21 million coins, I'm sorry, $19,000. It has a hard cap. The number of coins that are going to be minted with Bitcoin are 21 million coins. Now, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of hard to explain to somebody how a Bitcoin actually gets mined and what makes it valuable, but there is a reasonable explanation. And the only thing that I can tell you is that Bitcoin is a store of energy. It's a store of the miner's effort to authenticate that one token and make that a unique and rare item that just isn't easily found by anybody or controlled by anybody, no central authority. So what has to go into finding Bitcoins are miners who are spending incredible amounts of money on hashing rates and computing power to be able to mine these from basically the internet. And that's where the new ones come from, which, let's be honest, that's much better than a Federal Reserve, a privately owned bank that can just print money whenever they feel like it, which devalues the rest of our money. So Bitcoin started, for those of you that don't know, at 1/10 of 1 penny. A long time ago, I think the first thing that was ever bought with Bitcoin was a pizza. Guy paid 10,000 Bitcoins for a couple of large pizzas, which, obviously is a horrible decision now. But, you only had to make the information and take the information that you had at the time and make the best decisions possible. And that was a pretty good decision because there wasn't a lot of people using this. When I got in Bitcoin, there was about $194 million in market cap overall of all cryptocurrencies combined. And I'm not sure exactly where we're at today, but I'm going to guess it's north of 300 billion, somewhere right in there. And so Bitcoin, you can see in cryptocurrencies in general, have completely evolved. And they've really started to really get some serious mainstream media play. And I think it's about to get worse. And I'm telling you guys this only to tell you that look at the future. Okay, look at the future. Don't miss this opportunity because this is one amazing opportunity. And there's no multi-level marketing. There's no shadiness to this. This is a blockchain. It's all transparent. But don't miss this opportunity to use what is probably going to be the future of mankind. It's going to be digital type currencies. Now, I don't know if Bitcoin's the one that it ends up being for all times, but I do know that Bitcoin's going to be a player in the game because it's too decentralized, too organic, and there's going to be too many people out there that are just, they're unhappy with the governments and the way things are going with our Federal Reserve. And so they're going to fight this all that they can, and so they're always going to be users of Bitcoin. Sorry if you see me getting distracted here. I'm trying to actually put the live stream up on my computer because when the chat comes through, I can see it a lot easier on here. Now, a couple of things that I urge you guys to do. Bitcoin is right at about, I mean, last time that I looked, let's just pull it up right now just for good measure. It's at about $11,900. Just 60 days ago, we were looking at Bitcoin at $4,000. And I don't know if, there's a few of you that ask me questions about it. Matter of fact, specifically, I can remember Steel58 said, should I be buying Bitcoin, Bronc Nuts? And I said, you should be buying it with both hands. It's absolutely a great price to be buying it at $4,000. I felt like it had bottomed. And people get scared of the volatility of Bitcoin is because they don't understand how it works and that it is a new currency that's really just, it's knocking at the door. Well, right now, it's knocking at the door at 12,000. It's like, oh, hey, 12K, open up, or me and my friends we're fixing to come in and kick your door down, just like we call 11,000 and ask him what happened. And I think that we're going to slowly see Bitcoin rise in a up and down pattern, but overall up. I think the bull market has started. We're going to see Bitcoin rise slowly, I think, with some pullbacks all the way to the old high, which was 19,000, and it is going to bust through 19,000. And believe me when I tell you, when that happens, it'll happen just like it's happened every other single time. And I've been involved in Bitcoin since $8. I've seen this before a lot of times. When it busts through the old high, and it's solidly over 19K, it's going to be off to the races for Bitcoin, and we're going to see it go to a crazy number. I'm not so sure that the governments aren't the ones that are behind all of this, but I am sure that one way or another, cryptocurrency is here to stay, and I think that you're reckless in life for just ignoring this and not thinking that this isn't going to affect our future. I mean, think about robotics, right? I mean, once you get to a robot, there's not a whole lot more further you can go other than a smarter and faster robot. So we already have seen robots that can, wash dishes, which would maybe eliminate a job, and kiosks at, say, a McDonald's that are eliminate a job because you can just key it in yourself and then the order comes up and you can pay right there without even talking to anybody, have your cheeseburger ordered with no onions and extra pickles and whatever you want. And so I think that there's a good argument out there, and an argument that I've seen between a lot of crypto people and forward-thinking people, that what is mankind doing for jobs in the future? Now, I think that there's always going to be some jobs, but possibly what the job's going to be is what you're contributing to the internet, right? Whether it's how to change the transmission in a 65 fastback Mustang, or how to knit a scarf, or cook, or do open heart surgery, or cure common colds, or information about the Denver Broncos here. Everybody's going to have their own niche, and you're going to be posting this material, this information, this content onto platforms to where there's eyeballs being paid. And that's essentially what platforms like D.2 are, Steem, or Steemit on the Steem blockchain. You have Partinko, there is PalNet, which is a new one that's built on the Steem blockchain. And by the way, the Steem blockchain, man, if you're a member over there of somebody that's using the Steem blockchain, there's a lot to be excited about. I know the price is down, but the price of all cryptos is down, but there's a lot to be excited about because Steem is having so much stuff developed on it right now. When you look at Steem Engine and the Ender economy that has been built, the token economy within there, and lots of different plays and options and gambling sites and ways that you can actually own a stake by holding a token in some of these dice playing sites, and essentially you are the house. You can also play on them and win Steem. There's all kinds of things that you can do with cryptocurrency, especially on the Steem blockchain. And so there's going to be a lot of different people coming from lots of different avenues to the Steem blockchain in the future. And I think that there's going to become a day where people are going to laugh. They're just going to be like, wait a minute, how did you get this much Steem? And you're going to be like, well, I made it blogging about, I made it blogging about the Broncos. And people are going to be like, what? What? And I'm like, yeah, but I was making it when it was easy to earn. And I think Steem's going to get so difficult to earn in the future that just be thankful if you're over here on Steemit watching this, or anywhere else on my other social media channels. This particularly is on live on YouTube. But if you're watching this on Steem, just be thankful that you're already ahead of the rest of the world. Like, you're so far ahead of them, the fact that you even have an account and you're watching this video over on Steemit.com. So let's get to some of these comments. Hold up real second. Let me pull them up. So we got the Stock Jockey. I'm a big fan of Bronc Nuts. Q brought me here. Stock Jockey. I love when you give me the Q references. I really do. I'm a believer in Q, although I got to say that I think Q's made such a big deal about the 4th of July being a really important date that I'm going to have to see something really significant on the 4th of July to really sink my teeth into Q going forward. But as of right now, there's been a lot of Q proofs, and I think there's going to be more going forward. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Corey, I think our long bear market drought has ended. Long live this bull market. Well, sorry guys. I got something in my throat. Hang on. I think the bull market is I think it started, Corey, and not only do I think the bull market has started in gold, silver, also cryptocurrencies, just not in the altcoins yet. And I think the reason that is because you have a lot of newbies, right? And you have a lot of people that they invest in the latest and greatest cryptocurrency. And then when Bitcoin starts to run and they see their dollars going down, the value of their portfolio, but they see the price of Bitcoin going up, it makes them panic sell, say Steem or Ethereum or Litecoin, for instance, and it makes them bail into Bitcoin. See, what most people don't get is, say they buy one of the altcoins. I overhear people all the time saying this, and this really annoys me because it's the wrong way to look at it. If what you really want to be holding is Bitcoin, because it is the peg to all cryptocurrencies. Just like if you're going to hold dollars, paper money, the coin you want, or the paper money you want to be holding right now is the dollar, because it's the peg to all paper money. It's the world's reserve currency. So if you want to be holding ultimately Bitcoin, but you're actually holding Litecoin, I hear people say, oh, Litecoin's going up. It was at 130 and now it's at 140. Well, actually Litecoin is going down because your buying power of Litecoin to Bitcoin is going down, and Bitcoin is going up in dollars. And when you do the math, it looks like you're actually gaining dollars, and you are, but you're gaining dollars because Bitcoin is doing so well, not because Litecoin is doing so well. I think there was some like red pepper flakes or something on this table. I kept like inhaling them, and that was what was making me cough. Let me clean that off real quick. So what annoys me is that people always price their altcoins in dollars. And even though you can trade them in dollars, I mean, I understand that you can sell your Litecoin or your Ethereum or lots of cryptocurrencies for that matter in dollars. But you shouldn't price them in dollars. You should price your alt currencies like Steem, like Litecoin, those types of things. You should price them in Bitcoin. So you should price them and how many of them it will take to buy how much X amount of Bitcoin. And you can just do that right on the exchange or simply on the app, on your Blockfolio, free app that you can download to your Apple or Android phones. Really like nice, and it's free, and you can keep track of all your crypto there if you want to. But you should price your altcoins in Bitcoin and not in dollars, because ultimately what you want to do is turn your altcoins into a Bitcoin manufacturing plant to where they're going up against Bitcoin, which is making you Bitcoins, that you're eventually selling some of those altcoins and holding Bitcoin and some of the altcoin. Same principle that if you're buying silver right now at, I think today it was at 92 to 1 to gold, which is insanity. I mean, it's coming out of the ground at 8 to 1, and we got 92 to 1 silver to gold. I mean, what an opportunity. What an opportunity to be stacking silver. And we'll get into that here in a minute with what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But it's almost like the same thing when you're looking at Bitcoin to Litecoin or gold to silver. If you're buying silver at 92 to 1 and it goes back to its historical average of 35 to 1 or 30 to 1, somewhere right in the 30s, then you'd want to sell some of your silver back off and hold some gold. Because that's what the bankers are holding. It's a tier 1 asset on their balance sheet. They'll never tell you to buy it. But there's not too many bankers or people in the mainstream media telling you to buy Bitcoin. This whole time, they've been saying how Bitcoin's going to go down to $1,500. And it hasn't. And now what do you hear them saying? Well, Bitcoin's due for a major, major pullback. Be careful, people. Don't believe it. You momos really believe what you watch on the news? You can't believe it. You got to do your own research. You got to understand this to really understand what makes it valuable. It's the store of energy. It's the same thing that makes gold valuable. You know, like, what does make gold valuable? It's in the ground one day. Would somebody just pick it out and go, gold's valuable? It wasn't that valuable at the time because it didn't have a lot of utilities. It was just a cool looking rock. But once they started finding out things that gold could do and silver can do and nickel and copper and platinum, palladium and zinc and all of those things, then those things created a market and gave those periodic elements on the periodic table, it gave them value. It gave them tradable value. And Bitcoin kind of works in the same way. It's like, you know, you'll hear the Winklevoss twins pump it up as, you know, gold 2.0, that it's better than gold. And there's a lot of argument that, yes, Bitcoin is better than gold. Because, well, I'll give you an instance, an example. Today, I decided to buy what's called the Colorado XT. It's like a fishing raft, like a dual pontoon boat that has a seat that, you know, you're on. It's got your fishing poles. You put a trolling motor on the back of it. Anyway, they had them at Overstock.com. Was the cheapest place you could buy them. And so I decided to order, and when I got to the checkout, it gave me the option of, you know, cash, check, charge, however you're going to do it. But then one of the options was Bitcoin. So I clicked on it to see how much it would cost, and it was 0.053 Bitcoins. I mean, when I first got started, I left 0.053 in wallets. Then I was just like, that ain't worth nothing, because it wasn't worth anything. It wasn't even worth 15 cents back in the day. And I didn't even transfer some of it out of there. And now it'll buy you a $600 pontoon fishing boat, just the change that was left in wallets that I was playing around with. So things are getting serious with cryptocurrency, and I urge you guys all to get involved just a little bit somehow. Get in this game. Do not miss this opportunity, because believe me when I tell you this is going crazy high. It really is going to go high, because there's big institutional money getting in this, and they want to make money. Bankers like making money. What's up, Bondi? How you been, man? I'm talking a little bit of cryptocurrency tonight. If you got any questions, I just wanted to have a little chit chat, talk about cryptocurrency and what, you know, the excitement is right now, because you're starting to hear a little bit more in the mainstream media about it, because Bitcoin has broken that $10,000 threshold. Now it's broken 11. Now it's broken 12. Well, it's about ready to break 12. And this has all happened in the last couple weeks. It's inching towards its all-time high in 19. Sooner or later, we're going to see Bitcoin make a huge move. And I think all the other alt currencies, cryptocurrencies, they're going to follow it. Things like Steem. You guys know, I'll be right back. You guys know that I'm really high on Steem. I post social media over there about just things that interest me. Or if I make a video about the Broncos, or even this live stream that's going on tonight, once it's over, I post the URL over on Steemit, and, you know, I've got a little following over there. You know, I've been at it for 2 years, pretty much an everyday poster, just to, you know, grinding away, doing what I like to do. I don't feel like this is a job to me. I like it. I like talking with you guys. I like answering questions, having fun with some during football season. But those followers on Steemit, they're able to vote my content. And when they vote my content, it gives me Steem power. And they're not giving me their money, but you can trade these Steem in for Bitcoin. And there's a market with lots of people looking to buy and sell, so it's a real market. There's lots of places around the world to trade it. No matter what country you live in, you got access to an exchange somewhere and you're not even going to have to look hard. And then once you trade it for Bitcoin, you can just hold Bitcoin and wait for Bitcoin to go up before you cash some in, or you can spend it as you go. I mean, that's the ideal thing to do. I mean, just spend the currency, right? Just treat it as currency because it is currency. Or you could take the Bitcoin and buy gold and sit on gold, and when you need cash, you could go cash in the gold because Bitcoin buys gold. Heck, Steem will even buy gold if you know where to look. So if anything, even if you're a gold bug or a silver bug and you like metals, and I do too. I mean, I've been collecting metals here and there for several years, and I've even actually bought some metals with cryptocurrency, what I made over on Steemit. I mean, joining Steemit 2 years ago was the best move I've ever made in my life. And really don't feel like if you haven't done this, you've missed out, because the price of Steem right now is at probably the best all-time price in relation to Bitcoin to buy it since I've even been started. So it's very easy for you to gather up yourself a nice little stack cheap. I think right now a Steem token's 41 cents. You're gonna have some Bitcoin or some Litecoin or some sort of cryptocurrency to buy it first. You can get an account set up at Coinbase, buy some Bitcoin, go onto the exchange, buy a little bit of Steem, move your Steem over to Steemit, and away you go. And I mean, it's a fun thing to be able to, post some of your content on a different platform other than YouTube. You're not getting shadow banned over there because it's a decentralized platform, right? There is no censorship. The only censorship is the community members. All of the people who own Steem Power have the ability to vote your content down if they feel it's not suitable. I mean, let's say you posted a video chopping somebody's head off. Well, you can post it. There's nobody going to stop you from posting that. YouTube will stop you, but there's nobody stopping you from posting that to say D.Tube, which is decentralized tube, exactly like YouTube. Not as many viewers, but the same kind of videos, except content that gets put onto the blockchain that cannot be removed except by the person who holds the private key, which is you, which means you can't be censored unless the rest of the community members all decide with upvotes and downvotes whether that content gets hidden because they don't feel like it's good for the community. So it's kind of a true democracy. And I like that that's the way Steemit is set up and things built on the Steem blockchain. I'm not just saying Steemit. There's a lot more than just Steemit on the Steem blockchain. The first step, if you're confused, all you do is get yourself an account at steemit.com. And once you have a wallet there, you have basically an account on the Steem blockchain that you're going to hold forever. And you'll be able to access all different types of things that have been built on this blockchain, which are ways for you to actually make money if you just get involved. I mean, really, it's easy. And all you're doing is using your same username. It's recognizing you that you're already on this blockchain. So it's all integrated together. There's not a whole bunch of passwords to remember. I mean, I can't say enough good things about the Steem blockchain. And I think that you guys ought to really think about getting involved in this, because I think the future could really involve people, what they're contributing to the ecosystem of just the internet in general. We'll see what else somebody's got to say. Jordan Schwartz, high on something. I'm not, maybe you, I don't know. Stock Jockey, I just know that you'll get a full vote from Bronk once he posts this on Steemit tonight. Yes, you will, Stock Jockey. And hey, the full vote from the OG Bronk Nuts is pretty nice, isn't it? I mean, it's $5 when I just click it. You get $5 just for the vote. And for those of you like, woohoo, yippee, $5, who cares? Well, what it really comes down to is not the $5. You get paid in Steem, and since Steem is 40 cents, let's just say 50 to make it easy, you're going to end up with 10 Steem just for that one vote. Well, Steem at one time's been $8. So now if you hold on to that 10 Steem until Bitcoin runs again like it did last time, and all the cryptocurrencies follow it eventually, and we get $8 Steem, and I think it's going higher than that, now that one vote is $80 in your pocket. It's only $5 right now. It's already been there, people, a couple of times. And we've been at $2, $3, $4 so many times with Steem, and now you're able to buy them for 42 cents, and you got people sitting on the sidelines still not believing after they watched Bitcoin go from 1/10 of 1 penny to knocking on the door, breaking down the door, kicking down the door of 12,000. It was funny. People said to me, "Oh, Wrong Nuts, how do you feel now? Bitcoin crashed from 19,000 down to 3,500. How do you feel?" And I'm like, "Well, I bought them at $8, so let me think. I'm still feeling pretty good. I mean, I'm not feeling bad. I'm kind of bummed out that they're not 19, but I pretty much figured that that was going to happen. Everything is getting overbought at all times in all brand new markets, and it'll sell off. Then it'll consolidate. The stronger hands get it, the people who understand blockchain and believe in what's going on, because this isn't a pipe dream, this isn't a scheme, this isn't a Ponzi. This is real, this is verifiable. All transactions, there's no trickery. There's no backdoor moves. This is an honest money system. This is why I invested it in the first place. At $8, everybody was laughing at me going, what are you talking about? What are you doing? Like everybody was laughing at me. So now, not only are they not laughing at me, they're calling me, begging for my help sometimes with their blockchain accounts. Now I'm the smart guy. And what I'm trying to get across to you people is that don't be so narrow-minded to believe that the world can't change, that money can't change, that governments can't change, because it has changed throughout all of history. It has so many times. And it's going to change again. It's going to keep changing and keep evolving. And, I've been trying to tell you guys about this for a long time, and it's not because I have any ulterior motive here. I just want the world to be free. And cryptocurrency is a way to set you free. Not the dollar, not the rulers and the power elite. They'll never set you free. They have enslaved us. We're slaves right now. We're not getting whipped like real slaves back in the day did, but we're just as much slaves. You have to go to work. You have to have someplace to live. You have to eat, right? And all of that is a taxation juggernaut that's set up to roll money up to the power elite. That's slavery. It's just modified slavery. And if you want true freedom, especially where, at least if we're going to go do the slave work, at least if I have to go earn $1, when I get it, don't devalue it on me by printing more. See, this is how the Roman Empire fell. For those of you that don't know, the United States dime, right? Just a dime, 10 cents. We got the word dime was a derivative of the word denarius. And a denarius was 1/10 of 1 ounce of silver. And if you go worked for the army, and you worked for the empire, whether you were making clothes or tending the garden or whether you were fighting you did a hard day's work for the army, and they gave you a denarius at the end of the day, and that was enough to feed your family and clothe them and have a place to stay and all of that. Well, then as they wanted to expand the empire, they didn't have enough silver, so they started clipping the edges of the dime and making more dimes. Well, until the dime got so small, the denarius got so small that the merchants weren't taking it. Right? That's quantitative easing. That's exactly what our government's doing right now. And so you have to find a way to break free of this, because eventually it's all going to come crashing down. Let's get to the comments. Gambler! Gambler, man, I ain't seen you on here in a long time. I'm glad you're around. I enjoy some of those late night rants and just talk sessions you had. I hope you get back into doing a little bit more of that. Let's move to Washington and start a mine. Mining right now, Bitcoin or really any cryptocurrency, any brand name cryptocurrency, let's say, the stuff that everybody really has heard about maybe once or twice or two. The Bitcoins, the Litecoins, the Ethereums, the maybe EOS, maybe, I don't know what else you could really throw in there that are, Bitcoin Cash. There's a few of them that people have heard of. Those tokens are so out of your league to mine unless you really have got millions of dollars and you got cheap electricity and great facilities. It's very competitive, and that is what makes Bitcoin valuable, right? Because it's hard to find these tokens. So just as a refresher, there's 21 million tokens. That's all there's ever going to be. It's written in the code. It's open source code. It's developed by the Army. It's never been hacked. It's never been broken into in the history of mankind. Never. Bitcoin's never been hacked, people. Never. Bitcoin is extremely secure. And if you added up all the computing power of all the computers and mining rigs all around the world, mining Bitcoin right this very second, it's about the same strength as the 15 largest known supercomputers in the world. I mean, that's amazing when you really think about it. And that is all of those miners, what they're doing is they're fighting to be able to solve the puzzle, so to speak, of a block that comes out onto the network every 10 minutes that has all the transactions inside of it. So when I bought the pontoon boat today on Overstock.com, who happens to take Bitcoin, I paid in Bitcoin 0.053 Bitcoins, and they're going to send me this fishing boat that I ordered. And I sent it to them just like that. I didn't have to go through any bank. I didn't have to run just right now, transfer to their wallet. They got it. Say, hey, we see that you paid and your item is on the way. It was that simple. So people say, when you're going to cash in your Bitcoin? Like, never. Why? Just spend it. Just spend it. There's lots of places to spend it. You can buy everything from baby diapers to a helicopter with Bitcoin. If you just know where to look, I mean, really, you really can. It's all over out there. It's just that you're not going to see it a lot in the mainstream media because bankers are scared. They're terrified. They're feeling the pressure that gold and silver and Bitcoin and all these other alternative currencies that compete with the dollar, they're feeling the pressure of what that's doing to the economy and to the dollar. I mean, that brings me to another point, and it's something that I've just been so excited about. I can't wait to see this happen, and I really believe we're going to see this happen, and we're going to see it happen really soon. And just listen up right now, because if this does happen, you heard it from me first. The gold and silver market is highly manipulated, and it's manipulated by bankers pouring paper shares, worthless pieces of paper, but it says it's redeemable for an ounce of gold, which it's not, because there isn't enough gold to redeem it for all this paper. It's leveraged 300 to 1. So they're pouring paper shares on the market, driving the price of gold down. Meanwhile, they're scooping real physical gold. But the price of gold is being suppressed. Now it's all, the low was right around, I don't know, 1,060 bucks. The high for gold has been 19. Today we're sitting at about 1430. It's bounced off the bottom. It's on the rise again. Silver as well. Low is in the 13 handle area, maybe even 12, and now we're back at around 1550 for spot prices. So all of this is putting pressure on the monetary, the value of our dollar. And so the bankers have a couple of ways to combat this. One, be able to just buy gold and silver on the sneak, on the cheap, when nobody's looking, without spooking the herd, which I believe they've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's why you should be doing it too. Or I think they're possibly scared of Bitcoin. And the reason why is because I think Bitcoin can break the paper mache, bank rigging, gold suppression market. And here's how. Because, look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I saw an opportunity when Bitcoin had a big rise to say, hey, I can use Bitcoins to buy gold? Really? I mean, gold's been money for 6,000 years. It's never been worth nothing, never. It's just appreciated over time. Yeah, it's had its ups or downs, but go look at a lifelong gold chart. It's all up, all of it. So I can buy 6,000-year-old money with Bitcoin, this fake internet, non-tangible, worthless joke of currency that's like freshly harvested baby brains that Warren Munger said, or a Ponzi scheme like Jamie Dimon said, or immoral like Warren Buffett said. I can take that immoral, this non-tangible stuff, and you're going to send me gold? It's money. If you can buy gold with it, it's money. I mean, it absolutely is. If you can buy gold with this hot sauce right here, which you can't, but if you could, the hot sauce is money. But since you can't buy gold with hot sauce, it's not money. Now, I'm sure you could. I'm sure somebody out there who wants a bunch of hot sauce. I don't know, maybe they want a whole dump truck full of hot sauce for a little bit of gold. I mean, you get my point. But I think the exciting thing for me is that we've got this gold suppression that's happened. Can we still see $1,400 gold if we have $50,000 Bitcoin? My answer is no. I don't think it's even possible. I don't think it's even possible. So I think Bitcoin breaks the COMEX. And the reason why is because there's too many smart investors are going to say, all right, I got a handful of Bitcoins over here that I bought when they were really cheap, and now they're worth $50,000 a piece. and I can buy 1 ounce of gold for $1,400. Let me think about that for a minute. So let me get this straight. I'm going to send you 1 Bitcoin. I got a few of them here. I'm going to send you 1 Bitcoin, and you're going to send me, what, 40 ounces of gold? 40 ounces of gold for a Bitcoin? A $50,000 Bitcoin? Okay, I'll take it. And I think people are going to leverage off into that trade. And when they do, it's going to suck all of the physical gold that's for investment purposes and silver off of the market. And now the market riggers who are short on paper by dumping paper shares and shorting at the same time so they can make it on the way down, they're in trouble. This is what's called a short squeeze. And when this happens, it's going to be a rude awakening for the whole world. And that's why I think you got to get a little bit involved in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency in general, and gold and silver. You have to protect yourself. Let's go to the comments. The Undertaker 937, the Athletic Dashy Folk in the house. Judah Tribe and I went all at it last week over some allegation that I'm a flip-flopper, and I denied the allegation, stating that Judah Tribe has a history of lying. Well, you know what? I don't get much all into that, Dashy. I mean, I really don't. And that's not even what this show's about tonight, but I appreciate the comment. Stock Jockey says Bitcoin even has some very limited Steam monsters too, and those are going to be huge. You can even use them on Tron to get in the game. I agree. I think there's so many avenues like Steam monsters and the things that you can buy, the tokens on Steam Engine. I mean, a couple of the big ones I'm into, I'm really loving buying Gamers Token to where I can stake that and I get a rip off of what a dice, blackjack, and video poker games make. There's a lot of people playing these games, and the stakeholders get 70% of the profits, so it's kind of like owning a little stake of the casino. The token's tradable, it's sellable. I'm into that. I'm delegated some to Tip You, which gives me a daily, everyday payout. There's actually a new one, this is for you, Stock Jockey, called Q, that I just learned about. You'll find it on your Steam Engine wallet, and it's going to be a service that's a curation service. And they're going to give you their own token, which is tradable within the Steam ecosystem on Steam Engine for holding. And they're going to go curate good content, good original content with the delegations that people give them. So, I mean, I just think the whole thing, the Steam ecosystem's growing. Everybody's so worried about the price. I'm not worried about the price at all. Let Bitcoin do its thing. Let it just beast out of control because it's going to. It's done this before. And then when it sooner or later finds its home or starts getting close to the top, people are going to be looking at value, and they're going to come in and start pumping some of these altcoins and pushing them because they're going to want to get in on the action. And once they do, then those altcoins are making Bitcoins for you while Bitcoin's going up. And I mean, it's nirvana money making. I've been involved in it a couple of times already on these runs, and it's really fun. It's the funnest thing I've ever been involved in. So I don't know, man. Do your own research, find out for yourself. Undertaker says Bitcoin, the only thing I will do with that is think about what it's offering. I can buy 100 pounds of gold for more than $10,000. No, you can't. No, you can't. 1 ounce of gold is $1,400. And actually, a Bitcoin is worth 10 times the price of gold. It's 10 times more valuable than gold, and it's way more rare than gold because there's billions of ounces of gold, Dashy. There's 21 million Bitcoins. I mean, you're talking about two different things, and you really have to understand how blockchains work to understand how it gets valued. What makes Bitcoin value? I mean, I know it's confusing because it didn't make any sense to me when I heard about it when Bitcoin was $2. I was like, Bitcoin, I'd rather buy gold. I'd rather buy silver. I mean, who's buying some fake internet hope and a pipe dream funny money? And I paid no attention to it, nothing. And I waited a whole year, and then it was $8. And then when I heard about it again, I was like, my gosh, why are people paying $8 for this? There's $190 million in Bitcoin. Why are people putting this much money in here? Why? And so that curiosity led me to learning everything I could about Bitcoin. And thank gosh it did. Thank gosh I did learn everything that I could about it, because once I understood what was happening, and it took me a little while. I mean, it's going to take you guys no time at all because there's all kinds of videos and channels out there that are way better than mine that'll explain it to you. You might have to do a little digging on somebody's website, but it's so much easier to explain now because there's so many people reporting about it. Back when I was trying to get involved in it, it was hard to find any information. I had to just self-teach myself just one step at a time, and believe me, I fumbled a lot. I really did. I made some mistakes. But that's kind of some of the thing I can help you guys out with tonight. If you got questions, I'll help you not make the same mistakes. The Infonatic. How can you tell people are the real deal or not trying to scam you on Instagram? I really don't know how you can tell how people. I don't use Instagram. I actually didn't use any social media. I haven't had a Facebook account in 15 years. I never had anything. And the only reason I even started this YouTube channel was to make one video, actually. And it was to make one video to a video maker over here on YouTube called Chief Urag. Now, he's a good buddy of mine. We talk on the phone. He's a great guy. But he made a video about the Broncos Chiefs, and I just wanted to needle him, get under his skin. And so I decided to make a video, and it's turned into my channel just kind of expanded, and I started making videos about the Broncos and cryptocurrency and all kinds of things. So, I don't really use a lot of social media to know how you're not getting scammed on Instagram. But I've got to the point now that I don't do any social media for free. I don't, unless I'm going to get paid. And I never set out to do this for money. But I understand the game, the model, the game's changing, right? And it's time to get in on these things on the ground floor. And so what I do is I just take this URL of this video and I post it over on Steemit. And there's a couple of places you can post it on the Steem blockchain and people can vote for it. I mean, I'll vote for you guys if you guys do it. It's a no-brainer. I mean, it really is. And I've just been on the grind doing it. It doesn't feel like anything at once, but it's just like if you're going to go down and buy gold, what are you going to do? Go buy 100 ounces tomorrow? No, most people can't afford to do that. You can lucky if you can buy a tenth of an ounce or a half. So you can buy half an ounce, and then what do? You set that on your counter. And you just look, you just got one. And then you go get another one, you stack it on there, and then another one, you stack it, and another one, you stack it. And if you do that every single day for 2 years, you got something, right? But the only way to do it is to put one foot in front of the other. I mean, you have to make the first move. You can't sit there and wish for cryptocurrency not to be the future of mankind, because it is. It is the future. So the best thing you can do for yourself, even if you don't believe it's going to be Bitcoin, start playing around with some cryptocurrency. Learn how to transfer it, how to trade it, how to get it in and out of wallets, how to make a deal with somebody, how to buy something from somebody. Why would you want to be part of the herd? You want to be running in the herd? When the herd out there figures out that cryptocurrency is you want to be running to that, or would you rather be out in front and already know how to do a few things before the herd comes? Because you're either one of the herd or you're one of the bulls out front, and that's where I'm always at. I'm always out front, always. And the only reason I stay out front, I do the work, I do the study, I put in the time. Some of my life isn't fun because I do put in the time, but I also enjoy learning what I learn. And I've learned through learning that the more I learn, the more successful I've become. Because I just learned how to play the game better. They want us playing this game of life stupid. Because people are getting rich off of you playing it dumb. I mean, that's just the truth. That's just real talk. Go to the comments. The Infonatic. Let me run back up here real quick. I think you asked me something. Continuing question with Bitcoin. So many people are asking you to invest 100 plus and in a week make $4,000 to $7,000. I mean, look, there's no easy way to make money in this world, Infonatic. I mean, if there is, it's a Ponzi scheme. And people were doing the same thing with BitConnect. This is buy an investment that you believe is part of the future and sit on it and wait. Because I still think there's a 10 bagger in Bitcoin. I mean, I think it's going to 100 grand. And I think it's going to go higher than that. I really do. I think this next run, once it breaks 19, before it has a blow off top, I think it'll be over 60,000, under 85,000. And then we'll see a crash down to, I don't know, 25, 20, maybe 10, 15,000. And he'll rebuild a base and he'll do exactly what it's just doing right now again. Right now is what's called the wall of worry that we're climbing. People who are wanting to get into the Bitcoin game are watching it the last 2 weeks and go, dang, it was just at $10,000. Actually, it was cheaper than that. I could have bought it for $9,800 and now it's about over $12,000. I'm just going to wait for it to just come down, back down to 10, and I'm going to get in this Bitcoin game, but then it don't come down. It just keeps inching itself up and up and up and up and up before what? Everybody gets worried, and that's when FOMO buying starts, fear of missing out. And when that happens, that's a lot of fuel. It's a lot of dollars, not just United States dollars, paper money coming in all around the world. You don't understand what kind of fuel this brings. There's $70 trillion of this bullshit paper, people. If Bitcoin gets 1% of all of that, You're talking about a Bitcoin price over $65,000 if it gets 1% of the paper. People know these banks are in trouble. The bankers know they're in trouble. They're insolvent. They don't have all the paper printing for all the ones and zeros they got on computer screens. Go try to withdraw your money out of your bank. Even if it's a small amount, like a couple grand, they're asking you questions. Go try to withdraw $100,000 out of your bank in cash today. See how easy it is. It's not easy because they don't have it. They got it, but they don't have enough if a bank run starts. That's the things you need to be worried about it. Gambler says, how do I become so knowledgeable on this technology, Bronk? Study, man. Study, Gambler. I mean, for real. I mean, I try to figure out what bankers and power elite people are doing and how the world is interconnected and how one move that somebody is making, how that changes the market of something else or the angle they're trying to play. Looking at the mainstream media and not believing what they're saying, but more looking for clues about what they're not telling me, what they're trying to hide, right? And so just study of law and money and power elite and elite families and wealthy bankers and how they're all connected and who's running the Federal Reserves and who's running the International Monetary Fund and the Bank of International Settlements. Just through compounding hours and years. I've been at this, really studying this hard for since 2006. And I started because I questioned 9/11 and the collapsing and inside job. And I mean, you know how I feel about that. I mean, it was an inside job. The whole thing was a false flag. But that has led me into seeing that the world is nothing like people think it is. Everything is different. Everything's a false. And these bankers are wolves in sheep's clothing. And so I just tried to learn as much as I could about how banking worked and how the LIBOR interest rate worked and how the paper and manipulation goes on in the gold and silver markets and how it works on the comments and the London international banking, I just tried to learn as much as I could and then watch what politicians do and just try to get positioned in things before something starts to go up. And so anyway, to answer your question, I don't know how to do it any other way than that. It was just simply through studying. I mean, knowledge is king. I mean, it really is. And I'm not really that great of a student. I was a C and B student in high school. I mean, I mixed in an A and everything, like gym and stuff, but, in college, I was a C student, just athlete. And I, really never was interested in school. I was more interested in the street, the hustle, what's going on. Like, let's make some deals. Let's bargain. And so, I'm not a bookworm or a smart guy. I'm no smarter than any of you watching this. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you I'm not smarter than you. I just applied myself, watched a lot of YouTube videos. I have a nightly routine, usually takes me around 3 or 4 hours just to read every website that I normally read and to listen to video makers that I routinely listen to. And, and some of it's educational stuff. And, and every now and then I'll mix in videos that, guys that I follow, them TTC and football teams. And I mix those in too, but I don't really watch TV. I just put them up on my YouTube and blast it up to my screen, Chromecast or whatever, and then load up all the videos I want to watch and just kind of plays in the background. And so that's how I got a lot of this knowledge of what I know anyway. You got in the same time the Winklevoss twins did at a high single digits. Yeah, I did. But a lot of it was just just education. Throw me a CBD stock, but I'm very interested in getting into it now. Just got educated in the market as time. I'm late. I don't think you're late, but I think we need to talk about that. I'll do a different live stream because I do have some good information on that. We have some companies trying to buy some of my companies, and we're getting ready to get bigly involved. Bigly. That's a Trump word. We're about ready to get bigly involved in the CBD market ourselves. As you know, we make robots, those gummies, and we're making THC, and we also make some THC to CBD combos, but we're going to start making lots of CBD gummies because we have huge commitments from people that are willing to buy them from us. The market's huge, so whatever. Bronk, you ever come to Florida? You need to meet two rare paisanos, and I speak your language. We do. Hey, I'm a paisano myself. You know that I do get to Florida every now and then. I played college baseball in Florida. My grandparents lived in Florida. They're now deceased, but I I get down there a little bit every now and then. I got some friends, some college baseball players, some teammates, roommates, and guys that live in the Fort Lauderdale and kind of around the Everglades and Boynton Beach and those types of areas. And so I'm going to get down there every now and then, but no, I don't get down there a lot. And mainly because I love Colorado, Gambler. I mean, I really do. I was just saying today, as I was driving around, I look at the mountains and the weather was nice, and I'm hearing people bitching about humidity, and I mean, I just feel great. Got this t-shirt on, I'm not sweating at all. It's a beautiful day, and I'm like, man, I am never leaving here. Never! I mean, look around. It's gorgeous. There's all kinds of stuff to do. There's 4 seasons. We've got great skiing, fishing, hiking, boating, camp. I mean, come on. Colorado's legit. I mean, this is a state right here to be. So that's a lot of the reason why I don't get down to Florida that much. Infonatic, yeah, I figured buying in and then quickly cashing out is not realistic. Buying and saving and making awareness of having more people play creates more value. It seems more logical. It really is. And you know, here's the thing. I urge you guys, like if you miss the first part of the stream, to set up an account at Steemit. Start developing at least a profile, right? I mean, just something to where you've got your username reserved, whatever. Just get a Steem wallet, and you can do that at Steemit.com. Get it on the Steem blockchain so you get the name you want. Like if you want the Gambler, it's probably not taken. But after a whole bunch of people are on this thing, it's going to be hard to get it. So, you know, get your account set up and then just play around. Just earn a little bit of free crypto. It's free. I mean, think about how much money you're giving YouTube right now. And whether it's even just this comment section or this video that I'm giving them for free, they're using my content and they're selling it to Nationwide is on your side. And all we got to do is watch Peyton friggin' Manning commercials. That's who they're selling to. That's who's making the money. Because Broncos ain't making no money here. No money here. But here's the thing. Even as bad as the crypto market is, I'll bet you that I make more money on my Steemit account with 8,000 followers than EDP makes on YouTube with 400,000. I get less views, less eyeballs, and I'm making more than he does doing the same thing. What I like to do, that's why he does it. That's what he loves to do. So I'm saying, why not do it? Why not invest just a little bit, $100, a couple $100? I mean, come on, Gambler. You know how many times you've split 4s at a blackjack table? You know how many times you've doubled down on 11 with an ace still in your face? Take a little shot on this one, right? I mean, you don't have a lot to lose. You can't get hurt that bad. Can you invest in my companies? Gambler, not yet. But there's a potential that we're going to be joining a conglomerate and going with a public, in a public forum where we'll be public and traded. But as of right now, no, you can't invest in my company. My company's 100% privately owned and operated by the people who started this. It's just a handful of my friends. Basically, how it happened is I had one friend that was already in the marijuana business, had a dispensary here in a small grow, except his family owned a lot of real estate. And one of them was a shopping center, and he wanted to build it out. And I was looking to invest some money, and I said, hey, that's going to take a lot of money. And he's like, okay, well, I'm like, I don't have that kind of loot. I said, but I can round up that much money. And he goes, from where? And I'm like, I know people that got loot. Just, you want to get that kind of cash rounded up? And he was like, yeah. And I did it in one night. Rounded up over $1 million, and away we went. And thank goodness it's worked out. And we haven't just lost all of this money. It's been a struggle, but we've now turned the corner. But yeah, I think soon you'll be able to invest in these type of companies. But right now, they're way overvalued, Gambler. I mean, believe me, I've been on some real estate tours. I was just out in California in Santa Barbara, a company trying to buy us. And I mean, they're showing us a lot of blue sky and putting $40 million valuations on their companies. And these are companies you can buy on the Canadian Stock Exchange. So there's not a lot of teeth to it. I mean, think about it, just marijuana stocks in general, just like the .com era. There's going to be a handful, if you pick the right ones that really have good tangible assets that succeed, or buy up companies like our company, Robots, that does succeed. Well, then, you got, your hands on a good stock that you can make money on. But I think that, look on the .com, how many people got busted? I mean, a lot of people got felted in that time. I mean, they just did. And so you got to watch, be careful. I mean, there's no get-rich-quick scheme, man. There's no get-rich-quick scheme. Not unless the game's rigged and you got inside information. I mean, there just didn't. Market's wide open here, Bronx. Florida has smoke shops and everywhere now, and a guy like you could do well in this cowtown. Yeah, well, look, we've thought about it, but, the fact of the matter is it takes a lot of money to get involved just in opening one dispensary with one grow. because here you got to grow it to be able to sell it yourself. Now, some of that stuff's being changed right now, and it's going away, actually here in the next month or two. But there's a lot of rules, and every time you get set up with one set of rules, they change the rules. Or you spend all your money getting a whole bunch of packaging set up for your gummies, and they change the rules, and now that packaging that you've paid for, you got to throw it away. We've had to do that a couple of times. So it's big investments, a big commitment, and you really got to be there. So I don't really know. I don't really want to be in the weed growing and weed selling business anymore. We're trying to maybe liquidate that part of our company and stay in the edibles part, because we can mass produce them. It's a great product, and out here it's got big reviews. I mean, we just won a Cannabis Cup award last week, and so things are looking up for robots. So Gambler types in, the only bet he lost was a toilet bobbing for Apple bet. Well, we didn't actually make that bet, but we were close. We were close to making that bet. So for those of you watching the stream, and I'll just fill you in, the year after the Broncos won the Super Bowl with Manning, he retires. Trevor Siemian's going to be our quarterback the next year. We open up the season against the Panthers. And before the season started, I mean, Gambler, he was saying that there's no way you guys are going to beat these guys, opening night, opening weekend. I think it was Thursday Night Football or whatever, the Hall of Fame game or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm confident in my team. And, Gambler in true form, I mean, he checked me. He checked me and he said, how confident are you? Are you willing to stick your head into your toilet and bob for apples if the Broncos lose? And I said, yeah, I am. And so, then I called his bluff is basically what happened. I said, because if you want to make a bet, let's bet. And then Gambler changed and he was like, I don't know about the whole toilet thing. Maybe we could do a shirt. And so anyway, it didn't go down bobbing the head in the toilet, but I mean, it almost went down. And thank gosh for me, I've never lost a bet on YouTube, but I've won a few humiliation bets, and one was with the Gambler. And hey, Gambler sent me a T-shirt, John Elway jersey, nice. I wear it around every now and then, so I still appreciate that, G. Yeah, late payment, but the Hall of Fame Elway eventually arrived. TRC Electron and LTC next. Look, I love Litecoin. Litecoin is a great thing to be investing in right now. I really believe it is, although I think it's going to drop a little bit lower against Bitcoin. I really do. I think we're going to see it move over one digit, but as soon as I think you see that digit move over, and we go 0.9 instead of 1, like 1, whatever we're at now, 413. I think we're going to go to the 0.9 number against Bitcoin. I think that's going to be the time to pounce, because I don't think it's going to come much lower than that. I think you're buying as close to the bottom as you can. Litecoin, right? Hey, here's the difference. Bitcoin is 21 million coins. Litecoin's 84 million coins. Now, a different algorithm. The coins come out faster. They get mined faster on Litecoin than they do on Bitcoin, but it's being mined at 4-to-1. So if there's only going to be 84 million Litecoins, and there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins, and there's not even going to be that many. In the end, there's only going to be 17 or 18, because a lot of those Bitcoins are lost. They're in wallets people can't remember the passcodes with private keys to, and they're lost forever. And Harvard did a study on this. They figure there's 3 or 4 million that are gone. But my point is that if you look at Litecoin at, $140? I don't even know the exact price, and Bitcoin around 12, it's being mined at 4-to-1, but you can buy it at almost 100-to-1. So to me, it's a no-brainer to be stacking Litecoin right now. I also like Tron. I think it's got great innovative technology. There's lots of things being built on the Tron platform. I think all of these things you should be getting a little bit involved in. I also love Steam. I really like, obviously, Bitcoin. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin Cash. I'm not a huge fan of Ethereum. I'm a moderate fan of EOS at this point. There's not a lot of coins I like. I do like Bridgecoin, which gives you a piece of the action that's happening on CryptoBridge, the exchange. I do like, leveraging some of my Steam for, say, like Gamer Token, which gives me a part of the casino on Steam Engine. I had a part of a couple different casinos: Magic Dice, Steam Bet, Epic Dice, and Crypto Gamers. And those things pay a dividend every single day just by investing in them. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, they just run 24 hours a day around the clock, and the money's in my account like clockwork, like it's supposed to be on the day it's supposed to be there. So it's really kind of nice. And I'm just kind of parlaying this in and dabbling in a lot of different things, because I don't know what's going to be the next big thing. I mean, you really want to know what's the next big thing? Bitcoin's the next big thing. Okay? Bitcoin is the next big thing. Get some. Get $100 worth. Get $500 worth. What's the difference if you see 0.000 whatever? Look, $600 today was 0.053. So you invest $600 and you got 0.053 Bitcoin. It feels like you got nothing. But you got to remember there's only 21 million. Well, gosh, 21 million is a big number. Do you know how big 70 trillion is? That's how little 21 million of a number is. There's more than 21 million millionaires in this world. There's not even enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to even have one. One. And you can buy one right now for 12 grand. It's still a good buy at $12,000. Now, we might catch a little pullback where you might see it go back to $11,500. I think sub $10,000 Bitcoin is already gone. And I don't think we're going to see it again for a minute because I really think the bull run has started and this next one, it is going to rage. This is going to be a big, big bull run and you're going to see a lot put on about it. Is there an algorithm in internet/social media round and that can be studied? I know streamers do it on it when it's hot. Okay. Is there an algorithm, internet, social media around where it can be studied? Well, here's what I'm not sure exactly what your question is, but I think I know. So Bitcoin is open source code, and there is what's called a white paper. This is what Satoshi Nakamoto wrote. Now, once again, nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. There's lots of people claiming that they're him. Believe me, the proof is in the pudding. You wanted me to believe that you're Satoshi? Satoshi has a wallet that has 1 million Bitcoins in it that have never moved. Go move some tokens. If you know the private keys to that wallet, we know that's Satoshi's wallet, go move it. And so I don't think Satoshi Nakamoto has revealed himself, and I don't know if they ever will. But you can review the white paper and see how the algorithm is written, and then it's written in open source code so that it cannot be changed. Nobody can break into that and change that code, so to speak. Places I would start would be just listening to different streamers and bloggers on YouTube. That's what I did. Just learn about blockchain first. Don't go trying to learn about what is Bitcoin. Learn about how a delegated proof of stake blockchain works, a proof of work blockchain works, a proof of stake blockchain works, because there's a couple of different ones and they're all about the same, just like a little modification. It's like the difference between, how does a Ford Focus work versus a Corvette? Well, there's a big difference between a Focus and a Corvette, but they're both cars. So there's a little bit of difference over here. And so you just got to learn the nuances of the two different cars, that one's more powerful because of this. That's all really blockchain is. So once you understand the basics, like the building blocks of it, learning how a different blockchain works than the one, Bitcoin, is pretty easy to understand. But if you're going to try to understand, let's say calculus, you have to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide first. You have to have the basics down first. So that's why I would highly encourage you, just go learn how a blockchain works. And you can get all the information off of YouTube. And it's like anything on YouTube. If you're going to do any research, you're probably going to have to watch 10 videos to find 2 or 3 of them. And you're like, man, that was a really good video. That really helped me understand some stuff. Because there's a lot of junk out there. A lot of people who can't talk, or they don't have good graphics, or they don't know how to explain it to you. And then once you do that, then start researching some of the other currencies. Get involved in handling, buying, keeping, storing, transferring, staking some of these currencies, and then just follow people like, Crypto and Crypto's News here on YouTube. He's got a great channel. You certainly, Road to Rudabix Weir, he'll give you some good information on crypto. There's the Data Dash and the Cryptoverse, and there's a lot of people out there that'll keep up with the daily grind of what's going on. Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, he's pretty good at knowing what's going on in the Bitcoin world. These are all people that I watch and follow because you can never, know enough, learn enough. Anyway, 10,000 megawatt voice of the Rockies, ladies and gentlemen. You gave me at 900. I'm physically sick. Yeah, well, at 900, I was telling people on this channel what Gambler's referring to was to buy Bitcoin as fast as you can. Buy it with both hands. That you didn't have any time to wait. You didn't even have time to wait 2 days. You had to buy it now. And literally, it took off right after that. And the reason is because, look, I don't want to say that, told you so that I was right, but I was right. And the reason that I was right is because I got my nose to the grindstone every day. I can just feel what's going on in the exchanges, and I'm reading what's going on in chat rooms and what the sentiment is and how big deals are going down in dark pools. And I can just feel it. I can sniff it. I can feel the bubble when it's about to just, the train's about to leave. And I feel that way about Bitcoin now, but not right this second. Like, I don't feel like the train is getting ready to leave and we got an explosion at any day from here. Although that could happen, but I don't feel like that's what's going to happen. Like I said, I think we're going to have a slow creep up to I think we're going to get to 15 pretty soon. I think we'll just get 12, 13, 14. We're going to get to 15. And once it breaks through that, I think we'll get a slow creep up to 19, which is the all-time high. And once it breaks through that solid, it's going to better hang on, because it's going to be a runaway stagecoach. And, there's going to be a lot of money to be made, especially if you can just buy and sit on a little bit of it right now. Look, I bought a Bitcoin when it was 7,000. Now, not 7,000 on this way up, 7,000 on the way down. I bought one at 7,000 and I watched it go to 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,500. And you know what? I didn't even care that I bought it at 7,000, because I haven't lost any money. You only lose money when you sell an asset. And there was no doubt in my mind that even when it was at 3,500 and all of the bears, all of the mainstream media were telling you, do not buy this crappy asset. It's going to $1,000. It might go sub $1,000. They're trying to shake everybody off of their positions. I didn't get scared at all. I said, I dare you to go to 1,500, because I'll fire more bullets at it. I will buy more, because I understand what you're doing. And it didn't. It reversed 35, and it's gone from 35 all the way to 12,000 where we are today, and it's done it in the last 90 days. That, people, is what's called a three-bagger. Everybody would love to double their money. That's why you play blackjack, or you bet on red or black on a roulette table. And everybody would love to three-bag their money. Well, that's what just happened. And guess what? And I know this is going to sound crazy when I say this, but we haven't even gotten started yet. For real. The world has not even moved into the crypto coin space. The amount of people that own cryptocurrency in the world is so small in the big picture, yet it's millions and millions of people already. How long are you going to sit there on your hands and watch the next best thing, the future, pass you by, not get involved at any level, and then regret it, going, my gosh, I knew about this the whole way, and I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. Everybody's got an extra $20 or $100 or a few $100s that you could kick at this. Everyone has that. Yeah, you might have to cut a couple beers at the bar out of your life, or a sack of weed, or, a fun concert, or something that you would normally do. Yeah, you got to cut a little bit out, make a little room. But all you got to do is take the first step. And once you take that first step and you hold any amount of Bitcoin, even if it's $500, it's fun to watch the price run. It's fun to watch it go, and you're like, man, that same number, that 0.053, somehow it says in my account it's worth $1,200. I only put 500 in here, but it's the same number, 0.053. Yeah, that's because Bitcoin's going up against the dollar, you momos. And then you can take some of that Bitcoin and leverage into some other cryptocurrencies where you can get a little bit more value and a little bit more gamble. It's just good to learn how to store it, how to keep it, how to, do things with it, how to trade with it, how to buy gold with it, how to get back into the dollar, how to do a lot of things. And so just don't be a sheep. Don't be somebody in the herd. Just be somebody out front. Just accept the fact that the world is changing and there's nothing you can do about it. And we are going to a digital currency. We need to. You know how much counterfeit money is in the world, just in the United States dollar alone? It's like $26 trillion that they estimate that there's just of counterfeited money out there. Some stupid, crazy number of money that ain't even real, that looks real. You can't counterfeit Bitcoin. You can't quantitative ease Bitcoin. Remember how Dick Cheney came out and said there's $6 billion missing from the government coffers the night before 9/11? You can't just be missing 6 million Bitcoins because it's a public ledger. They don't go missing. We can see them in the people's wallets. I can see everybody's wallet. I don't know who owns it, but I can see them all. So you know that you're not getting scammed. It's honest money, man. It's honest money. And people that are fighting this are the same people that back in the medieval times were fighting gold and silver being money instead of chickens or bullets, or not bullets, but chickens or something that you could eat. They were fighting that too because they saw no point in owning pet rocks that were gold and shiny. Okay, you can make some jewelry, whatever, but I'm still not trading you my chickens. I'm hungry. I can't eat this. But then they found out more utilities for gold and more utilities for silver, and that's what gives them these markets. And that's exactly what's going to happen to the cryptocurrency market too. So I urge you guys to get involved in this. I mean, I really do. I really do. You're going to be so sorry if you don't. And the easiest way to do it is to just get in and start earning some for free. Just start playing around. And you can do that on Steemit.com. And once you got a Steem wallet, then you automatically have a D.Tube wallet. If you post a video to DTube, it's automatically going to show up on your Steemit feed. When you get paid, it's going to end up magically in your Steemit wallet. It all ends up in your Steemit wallet. You want to buy some gamer tokens and buy a piece of the casino and bankroll the dumb Momo gamblers that are going in there and risking their precious Steem every day? You can do that, and the payout magically ends up in your Steemit wallet. There's nothing to do. Don't get intimidated by this. Don't think that, you know what, I'm not as technical savvy as Bronknuts is. Yes, you are. You are as technical savvy as I am because I am not a smart guy. I can barely turn my computer on and off. If something flickers or breaks, I don't even know where to start. I had forever just to try to figure out how to unlock my Spotify so I could play music in my house. It took me 2 hours just to figure out how to unlock it. I'm not a smart guy. Don't be intimidated by this. Don't think that you can't do this too, because you can do this. You can do it. It's not that hard. Sending cryptocurrency is like sending an email. Let me get to the chat. Bronk, what does one do just to transfer 12K to get Bitcoins? How do these huge transfers take place? Okay, good question. Good question, Gambler. So the first step that any person wanting to get involved in crypto has to get is you have to somehow get crypto. So if you don't know someone that can privately sell it to you, somebody like me who I said, okay, I'm going to transfer it to your wallet, you're giving me the money at the same time. If you don't know somebody like that, and even if you did, they probably don't even want to sell you crypto. They've bought it, they see it going up, why do they want to sell it to you? So if you can't do that, then what you have to do is buy it on the market at market price, like I did, like everybody else has to do. So the very first step is you've got to set up an account at Coinbase.com. It's exactly like PayPal. It looks like PayPal. It smells like PayPal. It's the same color as PayPal. People who started PayPal are involved in it. Just set up an account at Coinbase. It's going to take you a couple days. And there's just steps. It walks you right through it. I mean, it's like setting up an account at Amazon.com. What's your name? Upload a picture of your ID. And because you're setting up an online bank account. Same thing you would have to do if you wanted to transact and do business with PayPal. They want to know who you are so that you're not money laundering. Once your account gets fully set up, you're going to link your bank account to it, just like you would with PayPal. And then when you want to buy Bitcoin, you go on the market and it says, okay, hey, here's the market. You can see the buyers over here and the sellers, and you can see this all at Coinbase or pro.coinbase.com, and you can see the actual market a real time. Actually, I'll give you the actual URL so you don't get confused. It is pro.coinbase.com. And then once you get there, you're going to hit view market and view trade, and you'll be able to see the live markets going down, all the people buying Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin. Right now we're at 11,900 and 890, so still knocking on the door at $12,000. I bet you it'll probably happen tonight. We'll go over it, we'll get turned back, it'll drop back down. People that bought at 12 will be like, oh no, I made the bad decision. It'll catch itself, and believe me, it's going north from here. What you got to do is get on this train. You have to get on, because if you don't get on, you're going to regret that you never did. So Coinbase is the place you got to go, and then you'll be able to buy your first Bitcoin. And then from there, you can leave it in your Coinbase account, although I don't recommend doing that, but it is relatively safe. You can buy what's called a Trezor wallet. They're about $100. You can buy them at Amazon. I'll help you point you to the right direction, the one you need. There's only one or two that you can buy. Either one of them will work. And literally, you can transfer your tokens, your Bitcoin, from Coinbase, also your Litecoin and Ethereum, whatever else you decided to buy over there, and you can send them to your Trezor wallet that you unplug from your computer, so that you're not able to be hacked by hackers. You can't be hacked. It's on this unplugged thing, right? It's not even electronic. It has to be in your computer for to put in your seed key. So that would be your first step, is to get yourself a little Bitcoin, and then from there, if you want to leverage and buy, say buy some Steem. You don't even have to do that. You can go set up a Steem account for free. Start posting a little bit, get some votes, and earn some free Steem. Now you got Steem and you got Bitcoin. Awesome situation to be in. But I would do something if I was you, for sure. How about creating an app that has sport gambling using all of these coins? Wow. It's actually already available, the Infomatic. There is a couple of different places. One is called with Pure Plays Token, which is a fork of the Graphene network and the Steem blockchain. Although I don't think it's fully integrated and launched, but you can also do it on Scorum. You're going to be able to do it on Steem pretty soon. There's already places you can bet on sports games. You can bet on casino games. You can bet on the odds of who's going to be president or not be president. I mean, there's so much going on that I couldn't even tell you all about it. It would take you would uncover new stones of things that are built on top of the Steem blockchain literally every day if you studied it every day. I mean, it's become a big part of my life because it's such a revenue stream for me that, I have to pay attention to what's going on over at Steemit. So, I just kind of it's just the way things have gone because it was never my plan from the very beginning. But those things are already coming. What's coming soon, and I hope that somebody comes up with this, and I know that they will, is somebody building like a FanDuel type application where you can play fantasy football and use Steem tokens or Bitcoin or whatever, some sort of cryptocurrency to enter the tournaments, buy the tournaments, get paid in cryptocurrency. It'd be a great thing, and I think somebody's eventually going to do that, and I won't be surprised if they actually do build it on the Steem blockchain. Creating more areas that demand its use and creating awareness can be valuable gambling, buying products or services, replacing old digital money. Well, you're right, and I think the awareness is being created every single day, right? I mean, there's YouTube channels popping up out of everywhere, people doing crypto coin reviews, and everybody out there touting what their coin's going to be the next best thing. I mean, the main things that you want to look at is how is the coin mined? Was it pre-mined? The inventors of this thing have a huge stake before everybody even gets a chance. What type of technology is? What was it going to be used for? And is that use case sound, right? I mean, does it replace Bitcoin or some other token that's already established, helping that use case? Does it make it better or make it more improved in the future? I mean, these are all the things that you have to decide. And there's no sure deal in investing. I mean, investing's gambling. It's all gambling. We're all gamblers. I mean, I know gamblers called the gambler, but we're all gamblers. I mean, look, if you don't have health insurance, you're gambling, you're not going to get sick. If you do have health insurance, you're paying for it, you gambling that you are. Everybody's gambling. So you have to take calculated risks. And to me, cryptocurrency was a calculated risk right from the very beginning, because I understood what Satoshi Nakamoto was trying to do. I understood why Bitcoin was going to keep getting more rare. I mean, think about this. It's 2019 right now. In 6 short months from now, it's going to go by in a snap. Before you even know it's going to be Christmas. In 6 short months, what is going to happen is, remember back in the beginning of this stream when I told you that there's miners all over the world with special computers, and these computers, their only job of this computer, it's not to tell you what your stocks are or do any research about the Niner Empire. It's not any research you can do about the Colorado. This computer is meant to solve very complex math algorithms, math problems, at an extremely efficient rate. That's its only job. That's what a miner is. They get so hot they could actually heat your whole house, burn up. They've caught whole barns on fire, whole farms where there's thousands of them inside there. So, I don't even know where I was going with that. Anyway, let's get to the next one. This stream is about Bitcoin pure gold. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys showing up. I mean, I kind of wanted it just to be like a way where you could ask some questions. I mean, I know when I first started, like how many questions I had. I was so intimidated by Bitcoin. I mean, terrified, intimidated what I was getting on. Terrified knowing that, man, I don't even know nearly enough about computers to make sure that somebody can't get the Word document that I just typed, that they won't be able to get it. How am I going to protect money, cryptocurrency? And I thought, man, I'm going to have to get all these upgrades, get a new computer, get my internet legit. None of that. Yes, all of those things are key, important pieces within the fortress of you keeping your data secure, but Bitcoin is all done, and cryptocurrency in general, with what's called a seed key, a private key. And the only person who has that private key is you. And you don't store that private key on your computer, never. You store that private key either written down or engraved on a piece of steel or on a removable thumb drive to where it's completely off your computer. I mean, engraved on a piece of steel is a great way to go, because then even if your house burns down, you still got the private key. Computer's gone, that's no problem. Log on to the Bitcoin blockchain, go to your wallet by entering your username. It's going to be like, what's your private key? Here it is. It's on this piece of steel. My house burned down, but this didn't burn. So there's so many ways to actually secure this that back when I first got started, there wasn't these ways. And so I was nervous. It was like playing Frogger, just like leapfrog, jumping from this exchange to Mt. Gox to this exchange. And I didn't feel safe nowhere. And I was intimidated on putting them onto paper wallets, which is what I should have done, but I didn't know how to do it. And there wasn't enough tutorials out there to teach me how to do it that I could go watch. Now, turn on YouTube and just type in paper wallet, cryptocurrency paper wallet, Bitcoin. You're going to see 50 videos of how people have done it and all the different ways that you can do it and how safe it is. And, it's like anything, you just watch 3 or 4 of those videos, 5 of them, 10 of them, all of them, if that's what it takes. And then once you're confident and that you know exactly what you're doing, you make the next step and you do it for a small transaction. You test your work, you double test it, you check it, right? You get familiar with how to move this, how to protect it, how to store it, how to take care of passwords. Because this is what it takes to not be a sheep. This is what it takes to not be part of the herd, to be out in front of everybody. This is the grind. The struggle is real. This is what it takes. And if you don't take the first step and you don't learn and you don't do what it takes, you are a sheep. They say when you're playing at a poker table, if you can't spot the sucker in the first 10 minutes, you are the sucker. That's the way this works. There's not too many people in this world, in the big picture, that still even know what's going on. The fact that you've even got this video on and you're listening to me, you have heard the word Bitcoin more times in this live stream than the average person has heard the word Bitcoin in their whole life. That's how few people are involved in this. And that's why it's important for you to make the first move. I mean, it really is. Can you tell me, so L. McIntyre, welcome to the stream. Thanks for showing up, man. Or lady, I'm not sure which one you are. Didn't mean to insult you if I did. Can you tell me what you think of BAT and the Brave browser? I don't know much about BAT itself, but I love the Brave browser. I do think that Google is an evil empire. YouTube, just as bad. Facebook, probably the worst of them all, and Twitter's in the pile of shit with all of them, and so is Instagram. All of that is old technology. It is all gonna die. It's all going away. Believe me, all of it. That's exactly why Mark Zuckerberg's come up with the Libra and wants to have his own cryptocurrency, because he sees the writing on the wall. People are going to start getting paid for their attention. You're going to start getting paid for what you contribute to a network. There's not going to be any more stealing our content and repackaging it to somebody else so that you can get rich, Mark Zuckerberg, because you've never even sent anybody a thank you card, let alone a check for any of the free content they've given you. That's all changing. It's going away. And that's exactly why he's coming up with a cryptocurrency and why the government doesn't like it, because they don't want him to have that much power. But you know what? Maybe they do. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook is a CIA operative and they're just playing, coy, like, yeah, we're not going to let you do this, until they go in front of a bunch of House congressional meetings and blah, blah, blah. And then they let him do it because that's exactly what they want to happen. Either way, Facebook coin's going to help Bitcoin because it's going to expose the common person to cryptocurrency, how it works. Bitcoin's going to trade against that Libra. to keep it honest. And so people are going to get more exposed and more exposed to cryptocurrency, and they're going to figure out that the Libra token that Facebook is selling is garbage. It's hot garbage. It's not even a real coin. It's not even a real blockchain. And it's a way for them to get more of your information and control your money now in power. Bitcoin does not do that. Bitcoin liberates you. It's totally opposite of Facebook coin. So I like the Brave browser because I believe that there's no browser out there that you can really trust. I mean, a lot of times I have to use Chrome because I'm using plugins that open up passwords and do things for me on my accounts that, I can't use on the Brave browser. So it does have some limitations, but, it's kind of like taking a step back into computers 10 years ago when you're dealing with some cryptocurrency stuff and the Brave browser, because a lot of the plugin stuff that make things really convenient and secure for the user are written on Chrome. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword for me. Brave blocks all the ads. It's badass. Yeah, I love the fact that it does block the ads. It's kind of the other thing I like about Steemit. I mean, how much ad revenue and ad sharing do you see here on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook? I mean, it's all over the place. And on Steemit, it's not there. It's starting to be there. I mean, there's a couple little ads played, but it's mainly for cryptocurrency related stuff. You don't have to watch commercials before you watch a video. I mean, it's just so much better because it's not a model that is run off of advertisers. It's a model that's run off of delegated proof of stake of mining that's happening, mining the Steem blockchain. Different algorithm than Bitcoin, more tokens, faster block times, 3-second block times versus 10-minute block times. Everything is different. But the fact of the matter is Steem money? Well, yes. Steem can buy gold directly, then it's money. Steem can buy Bitcoin that can buy gold, so it's money. Steem can buy dollars, so it's money. It's currency, right? Well, so let me correct myself. Steem is not money, neither is United States dollar. Those are currencies. Gold is the only money. Matter of fact, Lord Rothschild, right? The Rothschild family is famous for saying, this was J.P. Morgan's grandfather. Gold is the only form of money. The only form of money. Everything else is a pretender. Everything else is currency. Right? So if we can hold things that buy gold, then we're holding currency. So Steem is a currency, even though people think, it's just a token. It's not just a token. It's real money. And believe me, I can prove it to you. Well, you're going to see the inflatable pontoon fishing rig that I just ordered and paid with cryptocurrency when it gets here next week. I mean, you're going to see for yourself. This is stuff that I bought a long time ago, and now I'm just selling a dust, just like nothing of it, just nothing. And I got a boat, because that's how much it's gone up. Nothing turned into a boat. And if I would have not bought that boat and hung on to it, I'll bet you by the end of the year, I could have bought a real damn boat for probably the same amount of Bitcoin. Anyway, you have BTC L McIntyre. Smart. That's smart for you to have that. I mean, it really is. You get it. You understand. It's smart to be holding this currency, and it is. Let me tell you something. Bitcoin's going to do big things. It really is. It's going to surprise people, and the world's going to wake up on this next bull run because it's going to start showing up in sitcoms, mainstream media news, rap songs. I mean, commercials. Newspaper clippings. It's going to be everywhere. Everybody's going to be talking about it, and it is going to start fueling a lot of people into this space, and they're all going to be trying to buy into the sub-alt markets and trying to find, other things that have value out there. And the fact that you already have it, right? You already got it squirreled away. You already got it protected on your hardware wallet. It's not sitting on an exchange, and if it is, get it off. Exchanges deal in derivatives. They don't deal in real assets. Get it off the exchange, get it on a hardware wallet, and then you feel good, right? You feel good. And what I try to do is just use my Steem account. So, I'm going to be done with this stream here in a little while. Once I'm done with this stream and it posts to YouTube, I'm going to take the URL and I'm going to post it on Steem because the people over there want to watch it too. I got followers in Japan, Australia, all over the world. And they're going to view it over there too. And when they do, they're going to vote this video, just like giving me a thumbs up. Matter of fact, smash that like button. But they're going to give me, instead of just smashing a like button and I got nothing except for, hey, somebody liked your video, I'm actually going to get paid when somebody likes my video on Steemit. And in 7 days, the money's going to be in my Steemit wallet, and I can just let it sit there and make more for me, or I can cash it in for Bitcoin, or I can cash it in for gold, or I can buy something with it. I can gamble it away. I can invest it into another platform like a casino or a tip bot service to even make me more steam. For doing nothing? Why aren't you guys doing this? Quit fighting me on getting onto the Steem blockchain. It's one of the smartest things you can do. It's too good of a blockchain. It ain't going nowhere. There's crazy stuff being built on it like crazy right now. Hey, so that's going to be the end of it for tonight. Just wanted to talk about some cryptocurrency and some Bitcoin just to give you an update. Bitcoin current price, $11,980. We're literally $20 bill of kicking down the door to 12,000. This is the OG Bronknut 719 West Bitcoin cryptocurrency. It's fixing to get hot. It's fixing to get talked about a lot. And if you don't get on this train right now, you're going to wish you did. I'm out. See you tomorrow, suckers.